Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. I'm Joseph Elmi and I'm the JP of the JJ at JP channel. So today we are going to be talking about tips that may help you in transitioning from fictional books to non-fictional books. So that's what today's video is going to be about. Let's get right into it. And the first tip we're going to be talking about is adding it to your resolution. So you want to be able to read non-fictional books you want to be able to read them comfortably, get used to them, add it to your resolution and be specific about it. So it's not as if you're just adding that by the year 2024 I want to be a non-fictional reader or something like that. You are going to add the number of the books that you want to be able to read, So for example, this year for me, I decided that I was going to read 11 books. So you be specific. That's the point. Add it to your resolution and be specific. There are more tips that are kind of stemming from this resolution tip, but we are going to be talking about that at the end of the video. So let's move on to the next tip. The second tip we're talking about is reading little-sized book. Read little-sized book. It helps. You should read little-sized book. It actually really helps in the sense that you are not daunted by the size. Unlike picking up a book such as such as this. The size alone, even though the book is so good, God's general, even though it's so good, you could be daunted by the size. So you pick up a book that is little sized and it's still going to and you are still interested in it, because not as if I just picked them up because of the size. You are still interested in it. It helps in the sense that you get used to this style of writing, and at the same time, you are encouraged. So you are getting used to the style of writing with little sized books, and you are not doubted by the size. Another tip we're going to be talking about is reading true stories. That also helps in the sense that you are already used to the flow of reading about someone, some place. There's you are used to that kind of flow. So if you read true stories, it's like a treat for you. This is an example of such a book, When Mothers Touch Heaven. It's a compilation of testimonies of the effectiveness of the prayers of mothers or something. This is one of such books that I read, and I read stories behind great aims. I so much love this book. I so much love this book, and I'm recommending this, even though this is not a book review. I recommend you to get this book. So read true stories. They are like treats. They encourage, they can really help you in the sense that you're not reading fiction. You're reading something that is that will impart you. Not as if I'm saying fiction will not impart you, please. So that fictional readers will not come for me. Not as if I'm saying that fiction will not impart you, but on a different sense. These kind of books, they impart you on a different level. They impart you. So read true life stories, and it may not be spiritual, it may not be Christian literature. It's just because this year I was focused more on Christian literature. That's the reason we are seeing Christian literatures mainly. Moving on to the next tip, and this next tip is related to the resolution tip, which is to break down the resolution. So don't just say I want to read 11 books this year, 12 books this year, 13 books in the year 2024. Break it down. So don't just make it a kind of big kind of thing. Break it down to monthly goals, weekly goals, and daily goals For example, today I'm planning to complete chapter 7 of God's Generals, and in the sense of the monthly goal, in a way, I should complete it either on 24th or before 24th of this month. That means I may still have a little extra time to read another book before the year runs out. So break it down. And another tip is to be realistic. You know yourself. You know yourself. So don't just say I want to be able to I want to read 24 books in the year 2024 when you very well know how much you are addicted to fictional books and how hard it would be for you to just make a shift, to just transition just like that. Be realistic with yourself so that you don't set yourself up for a fall. No, like, just be realistic with yourself, and at the same time, don't box yourself. I mean, don't box yourself. For example, when I wanted to go on this kind of journey, I was aiming for 6 books. If not because of the sister that I had, she was the one who told me to go for 12 books. And yeah, I still reduced it to 11 books. But thankfully, I think we've gone beyond 11 books at this rate. And I'm enjoying it. So the point is, be realistic with yourself. I knew that there's probability that I may not be able to complete 12 books this year. And I knew it could be a little bit of work for me to complete 11 books. Nevertheless, you understand? So you know that, how should I put it? Be realistic with yourself in the sense that you are not boxing yourself, and at the same time, you are not stretching yourself out thin, and at the same time, you are giving yourself a challenge. Get it? So you are not overdoing it. You're not doing it below your capability. You're doing it in a way that it still challenges you, but not stretching you out, not wearing you out. Another tip we're going to be talking about, and the last tip, is monitoring. And I didn't even realize I was doing this until I was planning for the video, or prepping myself for the video, or even doing the video, because I've tried making this video. So yeah. And in the sense of monitoring, you have, when you make a resolution, of course you have a place you write it, maybe in your diary, in your journal, or whichever one you are keeping. You already have your resolutions written out there. And notes, I'm adding this also. I don't know where people write their resolution, but I believe it is realistic for you to have it in something that you pick up constantly, such as your diary or your journal, or something that you pick up constantly. If you have a plan book, you can write it there. Something you pick up constantly, almost daily, like you pick it up constantly. So you should write your resolutions there, and it will also help in the sense of the monitoring. So for monitoring, maybe you completed a book on 24th of October or something like that. You can write it down that today I completed so book. So that means I've completed 9 books in the year 2023, and I have 2 more to go. That encourages, it kind of gives you a sort of intrinsic motivation. I think it is motivating, and it seems it motivated me, so I'm giving it to you. If it will also motivate you, I think it motivates, like the joy of tracking, monitoring, seeing where you are, and seeing that I have moved from 0 books to a book. I've moved from 1 book to 5, and oh my gosh, that is something big. I've moved from 5 books to 9, and I've moved from 9 books to 11, and I'm 12. The there's this motivation, it seems, that comes along with it. But if you're not tracking it, you may not really realize the growth. And another thing I do, which I think I should also put it as part of monitoring, is that at a point I started piling up the books I read in a particular place. I just pile it up, and just looking at the pile can be really motivating also to go on and keep on reading more books, so that the pile will keep on increasing. So in a way, that's also monitoring, because you are tracking down the books that you have read, and you can just sit down, look at it, count how many you've read, just to feel the joy again. So that's just it about monitoring. And this is also where I should add it before I continue. I also read fictional books this year. I read fiction. So it's not as if I totally abandoned fiction. I also read fiction this year. Although it got to a point, which was recently, where I kind of ate a sour grape fiction. And since then, I have been discouraged to pick up any fictional book again. But throughout this year, I don't think I abandoned fiction totally up until recently. So it's not as if I just totally abandoned it. We are not saying you are going to leave fiction, but something that will help you, like tips that will help you to get used, to get accustomed to reading non-fictional books. And at this rate, I with all, at this point in my life, I'm used to non-fiction books. I enjoy them. I enjoy reading it constantly. So those are the tips that helped me, and I guess that there may be more, or there may not be more, who knows. So I hope they help you in your journey to transitioning from fictional books to non-fictional books in the year 2024, or maybe starting from year 2023, starting from this month. I hope it helps you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you, and thank you so much for every single person that has subscribed to this channel. And if you are watching this video and you have not subscribed, please do subscribe, turn on notifications so that you get notified when we post new videos. Like this video. Thank you very much for watching this video once again. Bye, and see you next time.